If you're looking for the best comps and brawlers to use in Power League, there's obviously no better place to look than in an actual Power League tournament. And luckily, I just hosted one this month. So let's follow along all the teams on their journey to the end of this tournament, and along the way, see what comps they chose for each map and each mode. And let me tell you, there were some cracked players on some of these teams, so this is gonna be a good one. Also want to give a special shout out to the one, the only Ready Set for casting this tournament. Definitely couldn't have done it without him. If you want to go check out a VOD of the tournament, it will be on his Twitch channel, which I'll link in the description and the comments. You know the whole deal. Here were the 8 teams of 3 that competed in the tournament. The story of the quarterfinals was the match between Mask and Last Minute. It's a best of 3, and they both started off set 1 in Brawl Ball on the map Super Stadium. Mask drafted Stu, Rico, and Sandy, and on the other side, Last Minute drafted Spike, Ems, and Tara. This match did end pretty quickly in favor of Last Minute 2-0, so it seems like the brawlers like Spike were doing a really good job at countering the brawlers on the side of Mask. But then it got really interesting when the tables turned in Siege. And I mean, the tables were completely turned, like completely flipped upside down, legs straight up. Mask went into this set with Stu, Rico, and Meg, so 2 of the same brawlers that they used in Brawl Ball. It seems like they're pretty comfortable with Stu and Rico overall. Last Minute comes in with Barley, Pam, and Lou, a very Siege-oriented comp. Lou is an insane defender with his super, and Pam just does a ton of damage to the bot, so they have a very strong defense, and it paid off because throughout the first game, it was very neck and neck, with Mask only leading by a tiny percentage. But at the very end of the game, Mask managed to secure the last bot, and that's what seals the deal for them game 1. And Last Minute tried to come back game 2, and this was the most intense Siege game I've seen in a long time. It's neck and neck once again, and it all comes down to the very last second.
All comes down to whether Oreos gets that super, and he's not going to get it in time, but still spectacular defense from these guys. But 3% differential. Oh, and the super breaks through, and it's a 1% victory. That is worthy of the Lou cry and the angry pins from everyone.
But the Rico uses a really clutch super at the end of the game to just barely secure the win for Mask. And since it's 1-1, we're doing a best of 3. That means we have to go to set 3, and it's gonna be on knockout. So in this set, Mask come in with Buzz, Rico, Tick, and Last Minute have Brock, Sprout, Surge. But in this game, Last Minute goes back to just dominating like they were in Brawl Ball and managed to take a pretty convincing 2-0 victory, and so they're gonna be moving on to the semifinals. Now, the first game of the semifinals is between Team Odella and Sakchan, who each made it out of the quarterfinals themselves. The first match is on Heist on the map Hot Potato. Team Odella comes in with Daryl, Max, and Tara, whereas Sakchan come in with Ems, Jesse, and Barley. The Max and the Daryl from Team Odella are very aggressive. You got the speed and you got the roll from Daryl, but Sakchan did very, very well at managing the pressure that those 2 brawlers provided and managed to secure a pretty convincing 2-0 victory over Team Odella. Then in the second set, they moved on to Parallel Plays, which is the Hot Zone map. Team Odella came in with Buzz, Jesse, and B, whereas the other side came in with Leon, Spike, and Meg. These games were definitely a lot closer than the Heist matches. Buzz had plenty of successful pulls, getting some kills on the opponents, but the Meg actually hard countered the Buzz in a lot of situations, getting some really good swipes just as the Buzz was trying to attack her. And those clutch plays from Sakchan also led them to a 2-0 victory in that set as well, meaning they're headed straight to the grand finals with a pretty strong performance. But on the other side of the bracket, there is a strong contender who definitely has a chance to beat them. And that's going to be whoever wins between Last Minute and IDK on the other side of the semifinals. They also start off on the same maps to keep it fair in Heist. Last Minute comes in with Stu, Spike, and Brock versus IDK with Bell, Barley, and Ruffs. We're actually seeing quite different brawlers than what the other side of the semifinals picked, so there are a lot more options definitely for this Heist map, depending on if you want to play a more long-range control-based comp or a more aggressive fast-based comp like Team Odella chose with the Daryl and the Max. And this was a really close set. It ended up being 2-1, and it actually ended in favor of Last Minute. But it's hard to get 2-1 unless we have some really evenly matched teams, so the rest of this set can definitely go either way. And so they each move on to Parallel Plays in Hot Zone. Last Minute coming in with Buzz, Spike, and Byron. The Buzz and the Spike we also saw on the other side of the semifinals. And then IDK comes in with the Sprout, Bell, and Leon. Leon's the only same brawler from their team that we saw on the other side of the semifinals, so we do have a couple new brawlers coming out who may do really well in this match. But the consistent pressure from Last Minute, especially with that Buzz and his really aggressive pulls, led Last Minute to a 2-0 victory on this map as well. So that means the finals is going to be Last Minute versus Sakchan. And the first map of the grand finals, also a best of 3 by the way, is Double Swoosh and Gem Grab. An absolute classic, of course, no better way to end it. Last Minute decides to go for Rosa, Sandy, and Spike, a very solid comp. Rosa, of course, is deadly on this map with her gadget that slows everyone down in the grass, when the whole map is grass, it's usually a pretty good choice. And then Sakchan on the other side comes in with Crow, Max, and Terra, each of which have supers that are very aggressive. Terra with her pull can easily take over the gem carrier. Crow can just jump in on the gem carrier. Max can speed everyone towards the gem carrier. It's very good at assassinating particular people on the opposing team. But Last Minute actually held control every single game for almost the entire game. And let me just show you how some of these games ended, because it was intense.
It's not going to get any kills, though. It is going to keep Malachi and Edwin pretty low. It's all down to Edwin to clutch up here, but it's looking quite impossible. Ash with the super in once more. Edwin's able to get out of the way. Oreos has to get something here, but there's not going to be a kill. There's not enough time, and he's not fast enough to get in range of these guys. Malachi will provide some room, and this Sandstorm is going to be instrumental in keeping up the defense. Just a few seconds left. 10 seconds is plenty of time for Sakchan to make a play. We'll have to see Crow get a super and jump in or something, but there's a stun. Meanwhile, Edwin's all alone on the left side, and Zoe Bravo's not able to do anything as that life plant is blocking things off.
So they had to move into a game 3, and game 3 was the best one of them all. You have to watch this.
By Ash, but the shield from Oreos is going to shut it down. And he doubles down with yet another use of the super. He's not going to be able to play that on defense now, and Sakchan actually can tie up. Oh my gosh, an amazing stick around from Edwin. It is going to be tough for Sakchan to push in. Zoe Bravo is almost able to get that second gem. Doesn't skip a beat. No one is pulled by Ash's super, and that could be a big disadvantage. Still though, Last Minute need to get the kill, and they do actually. And Ash, no way. Ash almost went down to the Rude Sands. He was just one tick away from going down. And Last Minute have to get a kill here. Oreos does have the leverage to make it happen. Ash is hiding. He will slip around the left side. And after such a narrow first set, Sakchan will be taking this one.
And so even though Last Minute did an amazing job at holding control for most of these games, Sakchan pulled it out in the end for a 2-1 victory for the first mode in this finals match. So moving on to knockout, Sakchan just needs to win this mode and they will have won the entire tournament. So Last Minute really needs to come in clutch in this mode. They opt to go for Brock, Leon, and Belle, extremely long range comp, and of course Sakchan also goes for the long range comp. That's just what works the best on this map because it'll usually end before the gas gets in too close. Highly recommend you go for those brawlers as well. But Sakchan seemed to have so much momentum going in this match, and the first knockout game, a very convincing win against Last Minute. And so if Sakchan is able to win this, they would win the entire tournament. So Last Minute is able to get the first team wipe in this. If they can get out of this alive, they have a chance at pushing this into a set 3. That was so close to Malachi almost clutching the entire thing. I was really hoping he would pull off the 1v3 there. That would have just been an epic finale. But Sakchan are now one team wipe away from winning the entire tournament.
That one. And Zoe Bravo knows it so well. And Malachi is taking a little bit of damage. Good choice by Zoe Bravo to engage Malachi on the right side versus Piper. Let's hope it works the way he was hoping. And unfortunate for Last Minute. That is going to be Sak taking the win.
And so just like that, Sakchan wins the entire tournament with their Piper, Nani, Sprout team comp. Very solid comp, extremely solid players, and a super fun tournament overall. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord if you want to be notified when I host more tournaments like this. And of course, make sure to subscribe so you know when I post more helpful Brawl Stars guides for you guys. You don't want to miss out, and I'll see you guys in 2022.